Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chris Thorne Show. Yo, what's going on, everybody? This your man, Chris Thorns. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching my content. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ladies and gentlemen, I have another news story I want to put out there. This was posted in my Facebook group, and I think I've seen it posted a lot of other places as well. We have a young lady out of, I want to say in Grand Rapids, and what we have here, you see the lady going across the screen right there. What this young lady has done is she left her child in a hot attic for 32 hours while she go party and do drugs. People, I wish I could be bullshitting when I do these videos, but that's why I do research before I come on and do any of this stuff, because I know some people do fake news clip, just to get hits and likes. I don't do fake shit just for hits and likes, because if you enjoy what I talk about, that's going to come naturally. And I don't want to put no false narrative on anybody. But on this situation right here, it is what it is. So without further ado, let me switch the screen over for y'all and let y'all hear for yourself what's going on.
Pleaded guilty in the neglected death of her infant son is now heading to prison for what the judge calls an outrageously disturbing set of facts. 23-year-old Lovely Johnson was sentenced today for second-degree murder in the death of her 6-month-old son, Noah. Johnson was given a minimum of 20 years. 13 on your side's John Hogan was in court for today's hearing.
The details of the case were disturbing, to be sure. The 6-month-old boy had been dead for more than a day when his mother brought him to Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, still strapped in the car seat, where he died.
This was a outrageously disturbing set of facts, ma'am. This was your own child who was 6 months old, and you killed him.
Harsh words from Judge Mark Trusak, who presided over Johnson's felony murder trial back in September. After 6 days of deliberations, a jury was unable to reach a verdict. A second trial was averted in November when Johnson pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of second-degree murder.
You left this child alone, you mistreated this child, and then what did you choose to do? You went out with your friends, you partied, you sought out a place that had air conditioning, and you used drugs.
Defense attorney Jonathan Children said Lovely Johnson had a troubled childhood filled with abuse. It followed her into adulthood. He called it a generational curse.
So do I think that she has the heart and soul of someone who wanted to torture her and sadistically murder her baby? No, she doesn't.
He asked the judge to take Johnson's background into account.
She was a kid that made some horrible mistakes. So I think that the court would be justified in a downward departure.
Lovely Johnson herself apologized and asked Trusak for mercy.
If I could give my life for his, I would have done that.
The judge was unswayed.
I hope you think every day of how you killed your own child, ma'am.
Trusak sentenced Johnson to between 20 and 80 years in prison.
Ma'am, I hope every day you think about what you did and about the life that you took away. We're done here. Take her to prison, please.
Thank you, Judge.
Noah Johnson is one of 5 children to die from child abuse in Kent County in the last 18 months. In Grand Rapids, John Hogan, 13 on your side.
And first at 6 o'clock tonight, an Ottawa County woman whose young son drowned last.
Wow. Wow. Again, good people, like I said, a lot of these stories, I wish I could just say that the shit is made up. But as we can see that this shit is not made up. This is horrible. This is crazy and amazing how her attorney somewhat, what it seems like to me, he wants to downplay it, you know, and give her excuses as to why this may have happened, and he want her sentence to be reduced. Well, I'll just say this. Who knows? I don't live in this girl's shoes. I don't know what kind of relationship she may have growing up. She may have had an abusive relationship growing up with her parents and whatnot. Who knows? But seriously, can you really try to use that to justify what she did? This is another case where they say that it's babies having babies. She laid down with somebody, got pregnant, but still wanted to live the party-hardy life. Now look, I always say this. Just because you have a child does not mean your life is over. It does not mean that your life is over. But at the same time though, you are going to cut out a lot of stuff that you was doing in the beginning. You can't be going out partying all the time because now you have a responsibility. You can't go out want to shake your ass all the time because now you have a responsibility. You can't go out just to hang with the thugs and do drugs all day because now you got a disability. Disability. Sorry. Now you got responsibilities. But this goes to show you, and I did a show last night, y'all, about a woman pouring water on her baby's face, an infant face, because she was upset that the baby was waking her up at all types of night, crying and can't know. And that woman said she did it to get payback on the baby. I did a stream on that last night. And if you haven't seen the stream, I'll post the link so you go see the stream. It's on my backup channel, Chris Thorne Show 2.0. And it's a motherfucker ridiculous that we see stories like these and you still have people to downplay it. But I guess since he's a defense attorney, you know, that's his job to try to downplay it as much as possible so where she won't get as much time. So I guess I understand his job. But to say that you don't think of her as she meant to do this, well, if she didn't meant to do this, then I would have to ask her attorney, what did she meant to do? She old enough to know that she leaving a child unattended for that long in a hot ass attic is gonna do some damage to that child. They said that the baby had a diaper rash and skin started peeling off of the diaper rash. That's how long that baby had been in that attic. And then it says that she had him in the back of the car seat for a good minute before taking it to the police. But you know what? Don't take my word for it. Let me read the article, because I don't think this news clip told you everything. So let me read the article, what it said. All right, so the incident happened in 2017. It says Lovely Johnson was sentenced to prison Thursday, which was on the 24th, so this was a few days ago. Lovely Johnson was sentenced to prison, well, more likely. Okay, yeah, probably about a week ago. Just how about a week ago then. Anyway, however, Lovely Johnson was sentenced to prison Thursday for the July 2017 neglect death of her son who died in a car seat while left alone in an attic apartment in Wyoming. This happened in Wyoming. Okay, excuse me, okay, this was published on the 24th. But I'm guessing, never mind, we'll worry about that later. I'm all over the place with this. All right. So in Grand Rapids, Michigan, a Kent County mother whose infant son was already decomposing when she brought his body to the Grand Rapids hospital was sentenced to prison Thursday for what the judge called an outrageously disturbing set of facts. Yes, it was. This was your own child who was 6 months old and you killed him. Judge Mark Trusock said, I hope you think every day of how you killed your own child. He's right. He's right. We need more judges like him. And not only more judges like him, maybe we need more black judges to tell it like it is, like he did. He told it like it is. He didn't sugarcoat nothing. He told it like it is. And I wish we had more black judges who would sit up there and tell females like this, who do dumb shit like this, that tell it exactly like it is. Stop sugarcoating it and stop feeling sympathy. Because if they didn't feel sympathy for their child to do what they did, then why should you as a judge feel sympathy for her? Drugs and partying and probably even fucking was more important to her than her own child. Let's continue. She says if she could give her own life for his, she would. Johnson said, you know how they like to say that when it's pretty much too late? Of course you would say that because you know it can't actually happen. So of course you would say that now. Come on now, ma'am. Seriously, come on now. Investigators said Noah Johnson, which was her son, was left strapped in a car seat for 32 hours while his mother went out with friends and used drugs in July of 2017. So wait a minute, where's the attic thing coming from? Okay, right here it said the boy was left unattended in the attic bedroom of Johnson's apartment on Mackey Avenue Southwest in Wyoming. Then they got a link right here that said he was still in the car seat when Johnson took him to Helen DeVos Children's Hospital in Grand Rapids. So was he let? Okay, I'm confused. But anyway, however, this child is dead. An autopsy showed Noah went without food and water and suffered from diaper rash so severe, areas of his skin had fallen away. The judge said to her, you left your child alone. You mistreated this child, Trusock said. You left this child in an upstairs apartment where there was no air conditioning. And then what did you choose to do? You went out with your friends and you partied. Her defense attorney, which is Jonathan Shidgen, however you say that, asked for leniency, saying Lovely Johnson had a troubled childhood that followed her into adulthood. He called it a generational curse. I believe in generational curses, that people pass on bad habits on down to the family. I believe in that. I do believe in that. But to try to use it as an excuse in this situation, I doubt it. Then her attorney goes on to say, do I think she has the heart and soul of someone who wanted to torture and sadistically murder her baby? No, he told the judge. She's a young kid who probably had her heart broken when she is born. Okay, all right. Johnson was initially charged with felony murder and first-degree child abuse. A Kent County jury in September was unable to reach a verdict after deliberating for 6 days, which I'm surprised at that. And like they said, second trial was averted when Johnson in November agreed to plead guilty to second-degree murder. Citizen guidelines for a minimum term between 15 and 25 years. Kent County prosecutor Chris Becker said the sentence at The higher end of the guidelines were appropriate for what he called excessive brutality. Trusock told Johnson he hopes she thinks about her son every day while in prison. And I hope seriously that you're never in a place where you're responsible for taking care of a small child again. Thank you, Judge. Thank you. What the hell is that?
Guilty verdicts against a former Patrick Central High School student accused of sexually assaulting a schoolmate.
Okay, I don't even know why that's even playing. Okay, I guess I got a lot of news clips together. What's going on with this? So, you know, that's that. Far as this story goes of this young lady right here, you know, like I said, her defense attorney is really trying to downplay this and trying to get her less time. And again, like I said, I guess I had to understand his position. You know, that's what he's getting paid for. You know, but at the same time, man, you know, I don't see how you can sit up there and try to use all that what you said as an excuse as to why this woman did what she did to this baby. There is no excuse. Same thing with the woman I did the stream about last night. There is not an excuse for grown ass men or women to abuse a child. That child did nothing. That child did nothing to deserve nothing that none of you women have done to that child. Nothing. And again, it's a motherfucking ridiculous that 2019 is in its second month. All this shit is going down so bad now when it comes to these children. But y'all know people call me a coon for talking about stuff like this. I'm kissing folks' ass and this, that, and third, right? I get called all that for speaking on stuff that's truth. I get called all that for speaking on stuff that is right. And then on top of that, you got other females that come in and still try to defend people like her. And I always talk about you don't know what she went through. And they would actually listen to that damn attorney and say he's right. Y'all never know. Maybe she did have a bad past. And when people do that to me it's like you giving her a pass for her devilish demons deeds. And that's something that we have to stop. Like somebody said in my chat room last night, we have to stop giving passes and making excuses for these young generation or this generation period for making dumbass mistakes that could have been avoided. We have to stop giving them excuses as to why they did what. And if those were her real friends, then they should have told her, you need to go home. You need to go home. Now, unless they did ask and she said it was with a babysitter. But then again, when you got a lot of youngins who looking at a party, they ain't thinking about that shit. They just want to party. That's it. Anyway, what say you good people? What y'all think about this or whatnot? You know, it's sad, y'all. This is really sad. Rest in peace, young man. You know, you did not deserve this. But unfortunately, you succumbed to the hands of a baby who didn't even know how to take care of herself. Let alone, she didn't know how to take care of you. So, young man, this is not your fault. It's not your fault at all. Anyway, y'all. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts on this. This is sad. This is tragic. Other than that, though, I'm your man, Chris Thorns, man, and I'm out. Peace.